right, guys, let's get into it here. Hey, I got everything pulled up here. All right, so we're going to take a look at all these charts here. We're going to look at not only crypto, but we're also going to take a look at the precious metals like gold and silver. We're also going to take a look at the Forex, and we're going to look at some stocks. So to keep this kind of not being too long and stuff, we're going to start out. We're going to do crypto. We're going to do the top three here: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And then we're also going to look at another one that I believe is a beautiful purchase to make. I see some very good upsides for it, and that's going to be AXL. So good old Axel. All right, so let's get in here. Bitcoin, looking at it on the 4-hour chart, I was looking at it last night, and I'd called out that, hey, we're going to come up here to our pink line on the 4-hour and then see a reversal. Looks like we're getting a reversal a little bit of ahead of time. Will we continue down, or we continue, to push back up to hit that before we push on down? That's what I'm trying to look at right now. Looks like we're still in a good curve down on our visual here, and also something since the last time we done a video. We do now have another indicator, the 60s alpha wave. So this is going to help on counting the Elliott waves. It has a good little dashboard here, shows the corrective waves, what the next thing is expected out of it, and then of course it'll give out the fib retracements and all that as we get into those. But right now it shows that one of our support areas is around the $68,243 on the 4-hour time frame here. So we've already come up on the chart here above our second take profit area. So it did push up into our order block that we did have marked out here. It did reverse. We didn't do a pink line touch. And now we're pushing back down towards this lower target, which is going to be the $68,629 down to the $67,738. So, if you got in at where it popped into the actual order block, or if you was waiting for the line, if you wait for the line like me, you're not in it right now. But if you got in at the bottom of the order block, which is typically where I would say enter here, stop loss up here, stuff like that. If you got into it and you're already down here, go ahead and move your stop loss into profit. You're in the profits. Good job. Let's take a look at the time frames here and just kind of see what we got. So we've already broke down through all the other pink lines here on the 1 minute, 15 minute as well. Correction, 5 minute, 15 minute was just broke. 30 minute. Looks like the next target on that would be at the $69,479. That hit to be a 30 minute pink line. So I would expect to see us to do a pullback here to about $71,324. And then continue some more downsides there to that $69,497. 1 hour pink line set down at the $69,080. So after we hit the 30 minute, we'll be hitting the 1 hour. And in case you're new to this, the way it works is we start by hitting the 1 minute pink line, then it'll be the 5, the 15, and we keep working our way through these pink lines. So 69,328. Good idea. But as you can see, this pink line here on the 1 hour, we have the order block right below it. So we could see it hit and push down and touch this order block. And so that's where I would be looking at taking an entry back to the upside. Now we have that called out. That one at 2 hour. Yep, 2 hour. So we've called that. Was it $68,257? Where we'll be looking at, the entry area. Riding it back up. So that's Bitcoin. Ethereum, we came right up pretty much center, just about of that order block we had there. Nailed it. Which nailed the pink line for the 4 hours. So Bitcoin didn't touch the pink line, but however, Ethereum did. So again, if you get in at the order block right here at the bottom, where I always tell you, stop loss up here above it, you see, you would have been a beautiful entry and now in profit. And if you did take that Ethereum one that we called out in the Discord, make sure that you move your stop loss into the profit area. I would be looking at some more push down. See, so we got one little order block area right here, $2,092 down to the $2,061, and then we have this other one that's on down here. I think that one was actually marked out on the 2 hour. Where did I see that one at? It might be an old one I got marked out there, but yeah, I'd be looking at that area right there. Let's go ahead and mark it out here. And then of course going through the time frames here, as you can see, we already nailed the 5 or the correction. So 1 minute broke down below it, 5 minutes done hit it, 15-minute just got knocked out through it. Be looking for that to continue to push back up here just a little bit. Maybe come back up to the pink line area around that 2200 before we see some more downside. 30-minute pink line sitting down at the 2140. 1 hour is above our order block at $2,111. And then of course the 2 hour is sitting perfectly in the order block there at that $2,091. So that would be where my take profit would be sitting at, is right down there. Now, if you got into that one again, move your stop loss into take profit, you're into the profits. All right. The one everybody loves, XRP. So XRP, we didn't pull all the way into our order block yet up here for the $1.40. We did pull into this one right in here and touched it, which was our yellow line touch. So you just mark out where it hit here so everybody can see it. So it did come into that order block here on the 4 hour beautifully. And then it reversed. From here, we're looking at this right here. Let me get rid of this other one. We don't need it. That was the old one that we got into on the way up. All right, so we're going to be looking at the area is going to be like $1.31 down to $1.29. That. Now, if we go down through the time frames, you can see we already nailed the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute was already hit, 30-minute was hit, 1 hour is hit. Like everything else for XRP is going to be to the upside once we hit that order block right there. So I'd be looking at the entry around that $1.31, stop loss just down below it there, that $1.29, and that would be my next wave up would be that $1.40, $1.43 area. We break through that, you'd be seeing that blue line touch area there, but by the time we get there, we should be already in that area. Yep, because that would bring us up to the daily orange line. So yeah, I would see us into that $1.40, breaking up just above it there. XRP. Now, let's move on to the next one I was talking about. AXL. So this one I called out. Excuse me. I called out. What was it? Let me look over here and see. Discord. Called out for Axel. There it is. So on 4/4 of 26 for Axel, I called it a roughly about a 13% or so pump to come, and then after it, we could be able to see a 83 to 107%. We actually did see that. So we called it on the 4th over here, and then we see we had, let me zoom in here. You see we spiked all the way up to our orange line right there on the daily for the 6th, which gave us that, let's see, we called it at 448. We spiked it all the way up, and we wound up having actually roughly about a 20% move to the upside. So I call it at least a 13%. And we actually got more than that, but still, we nailed that one. And then now we're looking at another little pullback here to this area here. We're looking at that 0.0434 down to the 0.0427. We're looking at the entry right here, stop loss down just below it. Take profit up here for that 4-hour pink line at the 0.0584. Now, I've already pulled this up over here ahead of time and stuff, but if you did a 30x leverage on it with the entry at the 0.0433, your stop loss at 0.0425, and the take profit at the 0.585 or 0.585, my bad. You would be looking at 1,053% profit versus a 55% loss. For me, that would be great to have, but you're risking 50% of it, of your funds. I mean, even if you're only using like 1 or 2% of your trading, account, that's 50%. So I mean, what if we went down to a 20x leverage? Now we're only risking about 36% of that funds. We're still going to make 702%. But at the same time, would it be better if we just went down to like a 10x leverage, risking only 18%, but still making 351%? It's everybody's choice. I always want to take and go with the less risky part of it, and to save as much money. There's always going to be a chance that you're going to have a loss, but it's better to have a small loss, re-enter at the better entry, and make back what you lost plus a whole lot more. But you get into this trade and it goes up 351%, you're good. But I'm even holding on to this one in spot trading as well. Like, I've bought it. I'm expecting a nice size pump here. So that's just me. That's not financial advice, nothing like that. So let's move on over here. Taking a look at metals, we got gold. So we called a pullback on gold there. And it came down, hit it, pushed back up. And it looks like we are going back down again. Where we headed here? 1 minute's already been cleared. Just cleared the 5 minute. 15 minute would put us down at the $4,711. 11 minute put us at $4,630. We already hit the 1 hour, the 2 hour, and we're on our way to the 4 hour, which is the 4,730. Hitting that daily right now, but yeah, so we're looking at $4,711 on, $4,630 would be the ideal spot that we're going to see gold pull to before it continues another push to the upside. Silver itself, we're already down below the 1 minute. 5 minute would be the next one at $75.16. 15 minute at the $73.92. 30 minute at $72.73. Already hit the 1 hour and the 2 hour. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at the $72.73 would be our next target for silver for the downside. And now let's move over to take a look at some of the Forex here. We're gonna look at the, let's see, GBPUSD. For that one, We already nailed the 1 minute. So the next target would probably be the $1.34.27, the 5-minute pink line. We do have a $1.33.30 on the 15-minute. 30-minute at a $1.32.95. 1 hour at the $1.33.23. And the 2 hours sitting at the $1.34.14. That gives us the 2-hour support area actually right there on the fibs for our next wave. And that also pulls us down into the 4-hour $1.34. So the green line sitting at $1.34.60 for the 4-hour. Yep. So yeah, definitely gonna be seeing that 5-minute pink line coming up, and then you'll see probably about 15 minutes or so. All right, the New Zealand dollar. Take a look at that one. We already destroyed the 1-minute pink line. 5-minute has been destroyed. Your 15-minute one will be the next one, but first we gotta hit that 15-minute blue line. It'll be at that 0.5812. The pink line for 15 minutes at the 0.57735. See. Yeah, so you might see down to the 57 cent on the New Zealand dollar there. And then you see another push back up. That 57 cent area would bring us in just below the 4-hour yellow line for a reset for another push towards the upside. And that would actually get us the green line for the daily at the 57 cent area. So, but as we can see, we do have a green dot entry here showing on the daily for the New Zealand dollar, saying this should be our bottom area. We are green light, ready to go up some more price height. But as we pulled above our red and stuff, we do have to pull back down. There is a possibility, excuse me, of this order block right here. So don't get faked out if it pushes on down. You're thinking, oh no, it's going farther than what I said. It's going way past that green line area. You're looking at about 57.33 cent on that right there. Is that 0.5733? Yeah. Which would be a good spot for an entry on the dollar or the New Zealand dollar for the upside here. Looking for that next target area that we have marked up here, which is at the 0.5970. That'd be a good little price move. Be looking at push up like that would be 3.73% move on there. Let's keep moving stuff here. Let's take a look at, let's see, let's check out some oil here. So what I'm looking at is oil still has the ability to pull back down to this $67.93 area down to the $64.96 area. That would be the sweet spot that I would be looking at if I was going to purchase in on it on a spot trade or something, or even a futures trade. I'd be looking at entering in down here closer to the daily pink line. As you can see, we're still continuing down. I think I called this the other day. Somebody put in a trade and I took and looked at it and I was like, yeah, well, they put in for a long. I'm already looking for it to pull down more because of the way we're going. We need to pull down below the red and the orange for a reset. And that would give us a pull down to this order block down here. As in, this one has already been filled right there. So the only technical order blocks that we have would be down in here. So that's what we're looking at there. You got to learn order blocks are some of the greatest things in the world when it comes to charts. That and proper risk management. So we've already hit all the pink lines all the way up to the hour. So the 2 hour pink line sitting down at $83.64. I'd be looking at shorting this thing. Stop loss up here just above the orange line at the $100 area. Take profit at least down at the $83.64 area. Then you got your 4 hour pink line sitting at the $71.48. Then you got your daily sitting at the $70.98. So I would be looking at entering in down here for the ride back up. Beautiful, beautiful play. Take a look at Tesla and see how Tesla's doing. So Tesla's still working towards its daily pink line at the $310. Let's look at it through the time frame. So 1 minute is already pulling up to the 5-minute pink line at $353. 15-minute, $373. 30-minute pink lines at $390. 1 hour is at $415. 2 hours at the $424. 4 hours at the $366. So we pulled down here, looking at the 4 hour, rode down below the green, pulled back up, and back down. We're looking for a pullback above the red, which would be that $366, that pink line there. That gets us up above there for our next push down, which would get us that push to that daily pink line of $310. So right now what we're seeing is a pullback up, which corresponds with this order block here on the daily, which gives us up here. Let me make sure. Yep. So it pulls up above the orange line here for a reset for the 4 hour, which is a daily order block. Gets us just above the daily red line, which is what we need to see. And then we'll see that push back down and see that $310 on Tesla. So that is a full market breakdown that we've just done in like 22 minutes. We went over 4 cryptos, 2 of the precious metals. We went over a couple of the Forex and a couple of the stocks and stuff here. So these indicators can be used on anything. And so, as you can see, we have the waves, so you can be able to check out the Elliott waves and be able to ride Elliott waves to have the fib lines that comes in with it. We can remove that off of there. We have the alpha pulse, which gives you all of my lines, the markings and everything. It shows you these little green and red spaces. This is fair value gaps to help you understand where there's been a fair value gap been created, to let you know where an order block is. And if you notice anything, like if you take a look right here, we had a fair value gap. We had a order block right here. Price came down, tapped into it, and went up. If you learn to even just find the order blocks, you can make money riding off of those. So, and of course, if you know what the trend is, which with the actual 60s visual down here, you can see where we're heading and stuff too. We're still pushing down here, but we're going to be pushing back up. Actually, I think it's where we was talking about that push up here for green. We're ready to push up. Green dot at an order block. Love it. Anyways, if you'd like to join in the community, all you got to do is head over to 60strading.com. And from there, you can be able to sign up, join the Discord, get updates, ask questions, and learn this system for yourself. Get all of the indicators for yourself and become a pro. We will catch y'all in the next one.